Welcome back to the channel. We have got the Vega Battlegrounds championships here with a matchup in Group G, Swedeah versus USAFA. Both of them somehow 0-1. Really tough matchups for both of them in the first round. And I want to just give you a quick intro on both of it as they've got their stream set up here. You can see the standings in Group G. Nerd did win against Egatron this week. It was a great matchup. So Nerd has a now commanding lead at 2-0, and I think mathematically he has booked his ticket into the final round. We'll see that, get that confirmed though after this matchup. And then Swedeah and USAFA both with definitely an opportunity here to get themselves back into the race here. I know Swedeah put out what I now think is the new standard in rank up videos. He put that out today, made some nice adjustments to his deck. I think we're going to see that come into play today here. And then USAFA himself, I'm sure, made some adjustments, maybe even just how he's going to approach it. They both have beautiful streams up too. Please make sure you check the pinned comment in the chat and you go and support both of these champions. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Swedeah. You should also become acquainted with USAFA. I am going to pause USAFA's stream. That's what you're going to see there. Oh, no, wait. Which one of them is ahead? I think USAFA is ahead. It's a little tough to tell. Once I can say for certain who is ahead, I do think it is... Yeah, it is USAFA. So once I see those numbers line up, we will go ahead and unpause USAFA's stream. Feel free to pull them both up. Like I said, go ahead and show them support. That is the best way to thank me. I appreciate all the comments. I see all the thumbs up. I see the shares. I see how much everyone is enjoying this content in this tournament. But the best way you can thank me, if you're looking for anything else, go and support the competitors. There's the one who are putting on these great shows. All right, so now everyone's got a good idea of the standings. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. But that's it. That's what we're looking at here. Unfortunately, I think the loser of this one will be mathematically eliminated from moving into the group stage. They, of course, get to still compete in the tournament itself, and they'll have a match in the third round. And speaking of future matches, we have another match going tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Simula versus Amanda. What's up, Ryan? Thank you so much for being here. B McG, this should be a fun match. I could not agree more. Eric, they starting already. Yeah, it's a long story. I'll kind of try to explain that at an appropriate time, why I'm actually now intentionally starting my stream a few minutes after they start theirs. What's up, Metric? How you doing, my friend? Watching from Sicily. Oh, on your holiday. Oh, right on. That's awesome. See, that's the kinds of comments where I'm like, people are enjoying this. This is amazing. What's up, Troy? LC Music Tracks. Meta, what's going on, my friend? Stream looks good on our end. Awesome. Great to hear that, B. Thank you for letting me go. Hussein, how you doing? You got Swedeah. Swedeah's the known one here, right? And for the outrageous skills. You know, like we're even seeing all these solos he's doing of Eternity of Pain with Shang-Chi. And Shang-Chi is amazing. This is not about Shang-Chi. But has anyone else tried to actually do this? To do what Swedeah's doing with Shang-Chi? It is really, really difficult. All right, so coming in here, we've got an interesting matchup there. I do feel like Swedeah has a tough fight there with that Warlock against Penny. I believe let's see what he's doing. It looks like he's trying to get the infections up. That will power drain her, so that will start to prevent her from ever throwing special. He's landing the bleeds, which is working. This is a tactic we often see in a lot of war videos when people are using Warlock. That's going to really help ensure that she gains very few of those charges she needs to throw to auto block. Down on the other end, you know, one of the things I've learned here is how little I know from watching these Battlegrounds tournaments. Right now, I think Thing is shock immune.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, DL? How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Beautiful. Speaking of people who know a lot about this game.
I'm a little confused by this one too, because normally, like in war,
yeah,
I would happily take Thing with Nimrod if I felt I needed to.
Yeah.
And I would throw the special one as the modes changed over to get the energy vulnerability and the energize. And then I would push to the special 3 and try and chain it. But I think the indestructible is guaranteed to trigger on the special 3.
Yeah.
And then that would stop the red damage as well. So this kind of almost seems like USAFA's just kind of throwing it and hoping that Penny will do his work for him.
Yeah. Which
Not like I'm not knocking that, but that's my instinct seeing that.
Yeah. And I was welcoming everyone, kind of getting stuff set up, so I missed a little bit of the intro on like who plays two first and that sort of stuff. It also Swedeah actually did solo Penny. Okay.
Yeah, I just realized I need to pull theirs up, not just yours, or your commentary is going to be ahead of me.
Yeah. OG Highline coming in strong. Let's get him up on the board. Been a tremendous supporter of my channel from the very beginning and doing it again here with the tournament. Thank you so much, my friend.
Yeah, and like you said, that's a clean Penny fight. It's not particularly quick.
No. But I don't know who plays first, so I don't know if Swedeah was like, look, I just need to get it down. I don't care after seeing the matchup. I'm not sure how the sequencing there.
Right.
B, who looks like maybe was paying a little attention, that said USAFA looked to be throwing the round. All right, so let's see who's picked to go against. Okay, Dr. I want to see how that fight works out. If he uses a very specific strategy, she is nullify immune, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then Spider Ham will be able to obviously land the taunt off of the SP1. Mephisto's got that power gain potential, so that you can get into some really nice loops with Spider Ham there. So let's see how this goes. He does need to get out of the fire. There he goes. I'm just really curious to see how Swedeah handles this Omega Sentinel.
Yeah. So he's not doing the full Doom cycle, so that's very good because that's the way that she charges up. Is repeating attacks. But he also, because of that, isn't able to carry the Fury over to a special 2, which would be the easiest way to finish it. Which just kind of has me wonder what was the purpose of going to the special 3.
I don't know. It may have been similar to what we saw with USAFA doing against Thing. It was like, this just isn't going to work out. I'm not going to just let the defender beat up my champion and solo me, but I'm just, I'm aware this might not look good. Let's push this to the next round. I have a feeling, just based on what I'm seeing, it looked like he was maybe trying to see what he could do with the heavy there. USAFA clearly just played that very well. It's a very quick takedown of Mephisto in only 53 seconds. So nicely done.
Yeah, anything over 50k is good.
Yeah, Eric, she's people have learned how to fight her, and you're seeing a lot of like Herculeses and things like that take her out. But there's still all that utility and the nullifies and things like that. You're seeing this. You're seeing what's happening with a player as skilled as Swedeah and how she can elongate this fight.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't get a good look at the draft, but that makes sense that that Swedeah basically burned Doom, assuming he wouldn't lose. I think that's probably what it was. Is if I use Doom here, I won't be quick, but I won't lose a lot of health. And so if USAFA messes up against Mephisto, I could win outright here.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to place Doom while USAFA has Overseer, and so I might as well gamble.
B McG is. You see that? B types in Spider-Ham is nice, and I all of a sudden start having stream difficulties, and there had been none up until that point. He has been nothing but trying to sabotage my streams as of late. He told me how to fix it. I did everything he said, and then he types and ruins them. So B, I don't know what I did to you, my friend, but please don't do that anymore. All right.
Nice special decks from Swedeah there.
Yeah. Are you watching my stream or theirs?
I now have all three pulled up.
Okay. Because of that, and we're still completely aligned as far as my stream is concerned. I'm completely aligned with their streams. Like I'm not up to the minute with them, but they are at the same alignment, I guess let's call it, on my end. I'm going to leave it alone. So you're going to be...
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted you to know.
Okay. Yeah, that was really, really interesting if you haven't finished it out just yet.
But we're at 1-1. The winner of this game, this match here, will take this round. Sweeta's been talking about the Juggernaut. I'm pretty sure I saw him saying he would rank for him, but he's concerned that people then ban him. And then USAFA's got a fantastic matchup with that Overseer against the Man Thing. This could be very fast on both sides.
Oh, that's the delay. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Like I have them each at a minute 47 in their matchup as I'm talking. But they're both at it.
Yeah, I've seen the end of them, but this is going to be really interesting.
Holy smokes, we weren't down that long. Oh man, that means these fights go fast.
Yeah, you're about, I think, 2 minutes behind at this point, but that's...
Yeah. That is a surprise.
But yeah, I mean, this is just... It's interesting, because I think you're probably already at the point where you're seeing USAFA takes that Man Thing special, loses a bit of health. And so Swedeah's ahead in the race, nails the special 2 decks against Apocalypse here, and is like now cleanly ahead in the health race.
No, he's clearly ahead, but no, he just took a special he just took a special.
Okay, so that's where you are.
USAFA won is clearly won on time and now in health. But yeah, you were right. Swedeah was ahead on health and just barely behind on time, but then that special came up. So I'm going to update the board. I'm going to try to jump to live on both of them.
Okay, they are in the draft phase. Swedeah just drafted Killmonger. USAFA picked up Overseer and Domino.
Cool. And just like that, the magic of YouTube. Aiden, they are 4 difference? Yeah, I think so. Neen cheering for Jason and Jabari. Jason's been putting on a phenomenal show and been an amazing competitor, doing everything that's asked of him. I could not appreciate him more. All right, here we go.
Yeah, Swedeah picks up Omega Sentinel and Havoc. USAFA picks up Omega Sentinel and Doom again. So we're getting some similar stuff. You summoned Shang-Chi for Swedeah there.
I gotta say too, without having spoken to either of them before this, I think the winning that first round has got to be fantastic for USAFA's confidence heading into it. Right? You're just going up against Swedeah. It's gonna it's gonna affect all of us at least on some level.
Right. USAFA knows he has the roster advantage and he knows he's a good player, but it's easy for there to be that little voice at the back of your head going, but am I good enough to stand up to somebody famous? And
also, like, how perfectly do I have to play? Right. You know, we've talked about this a little bit with like if people who watch my war videos know that I'm not concerned with playing perfect. If I have to throw a potion or 2 in at the end of the fight, that's fine. I just want to solo it. But now we're getting scored on how much health we have. You know, what's up, B Manny? Thanks for being here, dude. So I can see that. Just I know it steps into my head a little bit, so I just am making the assumption of my 2 others. All right, so we're seeing Omega Sentinel come out again. I have to say,
I wonder who USAFA will use for her.
I'm assuming Swedeah's going to go with Shang-Chi and go unblockable.
And my guess is USAFA goes with Null.
Yeah, he can't be auto-blocked, if I remember correctly. Right?
On some of those, yeah, but I think the other thing is that I think there's the armor break immunity, which nerfs his damage, but doesn't he still remove the armors? Falcon makes sense as well. And actually, looking at the other side, if you assume that Domino is for Killmonger, there's not really a whole lot of other Falcon food, so this may be the place to do it.
And that really shows a lot of just, I think, experience. Maybe seen this matchup or incredibly quick thinking. I'm curious how both of these matchups go. I really don't know how to picture either of them. I think Swedeah's probably going to stick with getting the affection up and the heavy.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is she has a pretty strong bleed resistance.
Yes. Yeah, he's not going to be doing any damage with bleed, which is normally how Warlock takes these power control matchups.
Yeah. You got a nice crit on one heavy there. No, go for it. But USAFA's got a massive lead in the health pool, but he's having to wait for the next lock on here.
Yeah, because the other thing I was going to say is, I mean, you do see that special land, but one of the things that I always go for, that most people go for with Omega Sentinel, is baiting her specials to remove the armors.
Yeah.
And if she's not throwing specials because you're constantly power controlling her, then you can't do that.
Because she doesn't have the power to throw the specials, right? In essence.
Right. It's like Thing on Tyranny if you don't have slow.
Yeah.
Okay, so blocking that special 2 hurt USAFA, but he does get a significant time advantage here. So this will be interesting.
Yeah. And then because Warlock's a robot, there's no willpower healing for those debuffs. So his life bar should not be going up at all at any point. There's no reason to expect that.
He could actually heal by throwing the special 3, but I think that would be too much time loss.
Yeah, after I said it, I was like, if he knew the results on the other end, maybe he would, but I don't see why he would do that right now.
Yeah, it's a fairly weak heal.
Yeah. I don't think he's got that much of a health advantage here. I think this is going to be scored for USAFA.
Yeah, it looks like this was mostly the degen doing the work, but it's not quite enough.
No. Oh. Let's see. No. All right. I think that's two smart players making smart calls when they don't really have ideal options.
Yeah, neither of those were perfect counters. But yeah, I think that was two very well calculated risks.
I'm curious why he didn't go with Shang-Chi. I wonder if there's something I don't know. And just alternate the unblockable. Get the unblockable up, stun, unblockable, stun, that kind of thing.
Maybe because he wants to blitz Overseer on defense? I don't know.
Yeah, the Overseer would be a real problem for him without that. What's up, Joker? Ghost Dog. How you doing, my friend? Thanks for being here.
Ooh, and he doesn't he has long shot.
For Domino, because of the increased ability accuracy?
Yeah. Can still go unlucky, can still have Dex fail. But that's actually a pretty good matchup. And it kind of looks like USAFA's throwing his and hoping Domino does the trick. Because, in fairness, Overseer's red numbers don't get reflected. So this is not going to be a quick fight, but he shouldn't have to worry about as much health loss to reverb as you sometimes do. That's going to be interesting, because there is also the willpower from the special concussions.
Yeah, this makes sense for a Swedeah matchup. This is another matchup I have no clue who I would say I think has the advantage.
Yeah. Oh, a quick note. So the thing about Longshot versus Domino, which is why it's not as top tier a matchup as like Mysterio or something, is that Longshot has increased ability accuracy, so his parry stuns will never fail. But he has other abilities that scale to less than 100 even with the bonus.
Yeah.
And so that's why you see that him sitting at, for me right now, it's 75%.
Yeah. And Swedeah did a phenomenal job. As someone who's recently put Longshot into their deck and been using him even better than I thought it would go. He did a great job of getting I think it's the Fate Seal off the SB2 up. And then he got Domino to block and then just started pounding on her. You saw her health bar go down so much because that should be triggering the armor up, and it's not due to the Fate Seal, and then she's taking the big damage. So he did a really nice job there.
Oh my gosh. He really well with the with hitting into her block before the Fate Seal too. But yeah, I'm glad I talked about the red numbers, because good lord did they help.
I stopped paying attention to USAFA's match because I just thought Swedeah had it because of when I started really talking where the health bars were. That must have been a heck of a close, which is not uncommon for Overseer fights. The close is typically fast.
And interestingly, I want to point out that you really saw the value of max Sig Overseer there. Because in a lot of content, I'm very big on Sig 1 Overseer is enough, because you get the extra gamma and you ramp fast enough.
Yeah.
But the Killmonger specifically, is going to gain more power against Overseer from the debuffs and throw more specials. And so the bigger your retaliation bursts are, the better.
B's also making a good point. USAFA's playing outrageously well right now, which he can do. I'm in his battle group, and for war, I know he can play well. This is that was incredible play.
Mm-hmm.
I think Swedeah's stream has now jumped ahead, so I'm going to pause his just for a minute and get those.
Yeah, both of mine dropped behind too there. I think that one was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have them synced from just clicking live again though.
All right, I will try that. What I was going to say is the thing I've kind of learned.
Ooh, Swedeah banned Overseer.
Is to not is I can't futz with it because sometimes it is on YouTube. Literally just the YouTube site. Or it could be like just a split second on their stream, and then when I start like futzing with things, it like almost compounds the issue. Overseer, I know in my match with Blaze, for those who didn't see it, I just got destroyed the first two, and Blaze was playing exceptionally well, but I was playing exceptionally poorly. And then I got to the point where I was just hoping Overseer would come up. I don't know what it is. He's like a safety blanket, and he's so effective. I don't know if it's this meta in particular or what, but he's even better than I thought he would be. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he's really hard to stop. Like, I would liken him a little bit to Void, but faster. Where it's like, if you know you have enough time for him to get into gear, he can win almost anything.
Yes.
You just need the time.
And for those who are like, what are you talking about? BMcG actually just put out a war video today. I mean, there's other BMcG videos. I have a good one too. But B put one out literally today showing more uses for something I love about Overseer and a lot of these champions, where it's like, if he's immune to something and a person or opponent tries to do it, how much it ramps him up. He did B's videos. Quite good. Check it out.
I love that iDoom draft. That's going to be interesting.
I don't even know how to fight him. I have my matchup with Slayman next week, and I've realized I got to at least duel him a couple times.
I hear you completely.
Right.
It's funny because in some ways I have a bit of an advantage there because I was, like playtesting him as a defender. But in some ways it works against me because the timings on his specials used to be different. It's so weird for me.
Oh, then that definitely works against you. I would hate that. I would absolutely hate that. All right, let's see how they go here. Wolverine Weapon X. If you
good opener.
Yeah, there's just so few times you have to fight one. I've really learned that if I don't have my Archangel, I get stuck. I start getting stuck because I'm used to just the intercept strategy, and even with my Omega Sentinel, I don't always pull it off well. I don't know how.
Is he gonna go rogue?
I don't know. I truly am. Hood.
Okay, see, this is what I was wondering because my first thought was Hood. But Weapon X has some anti-miss tech, which I feel like Swedeah knows, and he's probably just done this before and is comfortable playing around it. But watch for this. This is going to be interesting one way or another.
Isn't Weapon X's heals passive too?
Yes.
So there's nothing he can do about that.
Right. You're mostly just relying on the fact that the hexes don't get healed. Okay, so interestingly, Swedeah did not go invisible. So immediately that tells you that like he knows what's going on here because he doesn't want to trigger the miss. He is playing for the hexes, but that's
what happens to me.
Yeah, that's the risk you run if you don't have safe openings on Weapon X because he's just a monster.
I also feel like, and I'm sure I'm wrong, but I feel like champions who are unblockable, it's like it's not their hitbox, but their reach box, let's call it. I'm sure there's a better term for it. It feels like it's just incrementally longer. I'm sure it's not.
I think they love their light attacks, and you're not expecting them.
That might be what it is.
The effect is very similar.
Yeah, it's just that getting caught like that literally happens to me all the time. And then Brad or USAFA didn't do it as cleanly as he did the first time, but that's another amazing Spider Ham versus Mephisto takedown.
And that's just kind of who Mephisto is. Like that fight comes down so much to RNG.
Yeah.
You see how long he's like, I'm now watching yours now. You see how long he had to bait out that special too.
Yeah.
He even hit into block once, praying it didn't trigger aura.
Or are we not live?
Cool,
you know what? This is so close. I'm not going to push live. I thought we actually were. So I'm not going to push us live. I don't want to potentially ruin the winning. I want people to see a potential winning match. And USAFA actually has a chance to finish it out right now. So
yeah, this has been really cool.
Yeah, if this goes a 4th round, I will push us live on their streams. I
think you're only 5 or 6 seconds behind, so it's not a big deal.
And here we have Iron Doom coming out. I know he does.
That is a good matchup.
He does things against prowess. That's all I know.
So the important thing here is that, like, there are several aspects of Iron Doom. One, the armor up means that Havoc's never going to detonate against him. He never consumes it. You don't have to do the Guardian thing where you have to heavy. He also does more damage when the opponent has more power, so he uses Havoc's latent power gain against him. He obviously has class advantage, and he just hits really freaking hard. Now, that may work against him a little bit, because, I mean, most of his damage is the power burns, but because he can't crit, his basics are nerfed pretty heavy by giving Havoc some armor ups. That's something that I've run into in my own Guardian and Sam matches. You pay a higher price when you can't crit through those.
What is up with the armor up buff on Iron Doom?
Mimic made it a cool color, that's all.
That's all it is? Okay. And then Swedeah's match, I mean, this feels like a pretty... Oh, I see. Because of the power steal, he's really keeping Fury from... And now he's got him in the corner. I feel like this is what he was setting up all along.
Yeah, I think so.
This is why I have the emoji on my overall champion tier list rankings. The emoji that literally says, go ask Swedeah. Because the guy does so many things that I can't explain. I just don't know how to explain it. But it's really cool and it's effective.
I would also like to point out that while USAFA has definitely not lost this, there's definitely an experience thing here.
Yeah.
Because I think he was hoping to get the power... the special lock and the double energize against Havoc after the special 3, because then the fight would have been over by now. But to do that, you have to heavy before the special 3 so that you're already in the aura of iron. And that's just something that is difficult to know on a character this new.
Yeah. I'm also thinking USAFA's Nick Fury's got to be a SIG 200. I mean, like the drain on that second life has been outrageously long.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually surprised by this scoring.
Right, because also USAFA had the health edge until right at the end.
Wait, who won? USAFA did, right?
USAFA did.
Because
Nick had like 3 times as much health as Havoc, but I wasn't sure who was going to win until I saw it.
And USAFA's at 90, basically 97% health, so that explains why their health scores are so similar.
Yeah. What a freaking match.
I mean, we just saw 2 amazing competitors right there.
Amen.
And you know, we see Swedeah doing, like, Rogue versus Nick Fury. Who else is doing that? No one. At least not that effectively. All those backdraft intercepts and the wake-up intercepts, that was beautiful. And then we see USAFA with a rank 4 Iron Doom. Literally, there's I don't know how many in the game right now. And a SIG 200 Nick Fury, but then also having the skills to match it. You know, this is the Lamborghini driver who actually knows how to drive the Lamborghini.
Well, and the tactical know-how. Because, like, if for all of those really cool fights that Swedeah did, one of the reasons that a lot of them were so impressive was because USAFA put his back to the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... Wow. I don't know. I don't even know what to say aside from... I know the score does not appear close, but that was a phenomenal matchup.
That easily could have gone to round 5, but for a few seconds in baiting in some of those.
Yeah, I know. It popped images. I recognize your name from quite a few of the streams. So people who've watched them, I know it sounds weird to say, like, no, it was 3-0. How could this be one of the best matchups of the whole thing? Like, it was just that outrageously close. Like, there were multiple moments where I just found myself watching Swedeah stream or just watching USAFA stream because I thought the match was going a certain way, and then we saw the score, and it wasn't. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, Mr. Fernandez, that was fire. Like, it was just...
It's interesting seeing Aiden saying this doesn't feel like the same person I faced in week 1.
Well, yeah, and it looks like USAFA did join the different stream room DLL. Let's try to join him. It didn't work last time, and if we can, I'd love to talk to him for a minute.
Sounds good.
USAFA, are you there? Can you hear us? I think he might be muted. Yeah, he's muted. Unless that was a self-mute. That may have been a self-mute. You there, buddy? DLL, can you hear me? Are you there? Yeah, this appears to be the same issue we had previously. I'm just going to give USAFA the role. Well, let's go to the stream room. And then USAFA, I will try as quickly as possible to give you the role so we can talk with you for a few minutes, because I feel like I see you trying to talk. DL, could you hear me while we were doing that? Can anyone hear me? Am I alone? Is this a dream? Oh. Stream, can you hear me?
All right, am I back?
Yeah, there you go. I've been like, oh wait, no one can hear me anywhere. You couldn't hear me when we were in the
No, I could hear in the other room, but it requires you to switch to push to talk, and then I wasn't able to find where to push, or if I was, it wasn't working.
Okay. So USAFA, if you're listening, I'm going to try to give you the role to join myself and DLL into the other stream room so we can get you on call here for...
If you give him the role, I think there's a button for just moving him to this stream.
Okay. Gotta find the man.
I don't normally look for said button, but my brother and his friends tend to move people around chat rooms as a joke, so I know it exists.
Well, that sounds funny. All right, let's try to move him.
I know it sounded very old to some of you there.
I know, but not to me, because I was like, that's not funny at all, such tomfoolery. Anyways, let's talk to USAFA. Can you hear us, my friend?
If you're here and you're trying to talk, man, you have to go into your settings and manually turn it off, push to talk back to voice activity, because that's what I had to do.
Yeah, and yeah, while we're trying to get this sorted, if Swedeah is listening, you played outrageously well, dude. It's like everything we've all come to expect from your videos. Rogue up against a rank 4 SIG 200, I'm assuming Nick Fury. The backdraft intercepts, the wake up intercepts. Like, you put on an amazing show. Thank you so much for treating us all of it. I couldn't say enough.
I'm out of a lot of the matches we've seen, that's one of the ones where I'm most glad we were able to watch both sides simultaneously. It was very cool. Yeah,
I think if we hadn't been able to watch both sides, this might have been one where it would have probably been the first time we would have had someone ask to see footage. That's just so for those who don't know, who aren't competing it, that's the rule set. Is people do not have to stream. They do need to record though. In the group stage, you have to record, and if your opponent asks for footage, they can. You have to provide it in case they thought something seemed off or, maybe not up to the rule set. So, as Mr. Fernandez, we need to understand that USAFA has a secret good luck charm, cheerleader clown. Ooh, does that come with an outfit? Anyways, let's not do this. Is weird. Let's keep this stream PG. There's USAFA, right? I feel like I heard this. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey.
How are you feeling?
Dude, I am floored. I am absolutely floored. I mean, Swedeah is undoubtedly one of the best players in this entire game.
Yep.
I think I was extremely lucky in the draft. And it worried me. The very first match that I had, against his thing. I had a terrible matchup, the Nimrod, and I had to sacrifice Nimrod in order to survive the rest of the round. And I was completely intimidated by him. Not because of his roster, but just because of his reputation and his gameplay, what I've seen. He did fantastic. And there were a couple matches, too, where I think I heard you guys right. I mean, it was extremely close, and I didn't think there was a chance that I was going to be successful. Luckily, everything worked out for me. I'm floored. I think compared from last week when I was up against Eggs, I didn't make any really stupid parry mistakes. It was nice having a Clown on stream too, to take me down and give me confidence.
Yeah.
So that was great. And it also made me happy when Clown kind of ate his words. Especially when I took Overseer up against Killmonger. So that made me feel a little good.
Yeah, that was actually an interesting one on this end, because I remember saying, I was like, oh, maybe he's throwing it like with the Nimrod, and then I went, actually, the red numbers don't get reflected. This could be really good.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Yeah, that was a that was kind of, I was hoping, and I think it was right, because Overseer gets his cosmic charges based upon bars of power filled, and I knew that Killmonger was going to fill bars like a power like crazy, so it worked really well.
Yeah, which was also giving you more opportunities for the retaliation damage. That was very cool to see.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't even know what to ask you. Like, I think I'm gonna rewatch this like multiple times. I think it was really not gracious of you to come on and immediately talk about the skill set of Swedeah, and I think he played as well as we see in his videos. Like, people will say like, oh, sit there and do it 100 times. Like, no, we just literally saw the man do it in impromptu on demand. And yet I have to say, if I removed the bars, you wouldn't know which one was Sweetest Stream. I mean, you played amazingly. I see you do it in War, but you just honestly played like one of the best players in the game. Like, congratulations. I don't know what else to say.
He says he's proud of you, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. No, I appreciate the kind words, man. Everything, the stars aligned for me this time. That's for sure.
No, but even like the smart thinking on like Overseer versus Killmonger, I about halfway through your fight, I started just watching Sweetah's because I was like, it's taking too long. Like, it was a good call, it makes a lot of sense, but it's just not going to work. And I have a rank 4 Sig 200 Overseer, and I just forgot how quickly he closes. Like, and you close that fight so fast.
Yeah, how'd you guys like that iDoom too? That was a risk that I took.
I was
nervous about that one.
I was kind of curious about that, because yeah, it's a really good matchup. It's obviously not as good as the Bishop one. I did want to ask you, were you hoping for the special lock and the energize off the special 3?
So no, I was hoping just to go straight to my special 2 twice. I saw how much damage the special 2 and I don't know if you guys saw on my stream, but I lost the timer in my match, so I had no idea how much time I had left.
I did see that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So that kind of impacted me too. I think I threw I don't know if I had enough time to build up to another special 2, but it made me nervous. But I also knew that he was going up against my Nick Fury, which was a time hog anyway. So I felt that if I lasted with enough health, that I had a chance at winning this fight. So.
For sure. I will say that like the idea there is that if you consume a shock to heavy cancel into the special 3, because that means he's already in the Aura of Iron when he activates it again.
Yeah.
It special locks the opponent, gives you both an energize, and therefore he will have a ton of power as you rocket up to your special 2, and you can throw like 2 quickly for max damage.
Right. Yeah, and that's due to DLL. I mean, I maybe.
Oh, no, I know. He's brand new.
Yeah, he's brand freaking new. My other choice to use was Omega Sentinel, and I just felt that I had more damage coming out of iDoom, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was the right choice.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is that a rank 4 Sig 200 Fury?
Yeah. Yep.
He did his job. He
that was an awfully slow degen.
Yeah, you well played, man. That we were talking about the analogy. You know, people say like you give a Lamborghini to someone who can't drive. I was like, no, this guy knows how to drive a race car. You played your deck phenomenally.
Thanks, man. I do appreciate it, and it I don't know if it's going to be any different from next week, but at least it is going to be thinking so about matching me. So hopefully,
you cut out there probably at the most interesting part. You said next week, and then you cut out. What was that?
Yeah. So next week, I hope that Nerd isn't going to think it's going to be a steamroll. Hopefully, I can give him a challenge.
Good luck, man. Nerd you're both very scary.
You both were definitely placed in the group of death, but the four of you are the reason it's a group of death. Like Megatron, Swedeah, USAFA, and Nerd. I'm glad I'm not in your group. Let's put it that way.
For sure.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
So going forth, is that the mindset here? Is you hope Nerd sees this and you've put some fear into the young man?
I do, and I can guarantee you he's going to be watching this. So we'll I mean, I saw Nerd against Egatron this week, and it was absolutely impressive. Both players played great, but Nerd was just, he was just on a different level. So next week it's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to have my good luck charm clown online for me as well. So we'll see what happens. Anything could happen, right? Any given Sunday.
I was being very genuine when we did the draw for this, that no single winner would shock me. No single winner would shock me. There were certain accounts who I knew were quite small, and for them to be able to pull that off enough times to make it out of the group stage and into the tournament and then win, I think it's like 4 rounds there in a best of 7. I was like, I'm not going to bet on that happening because, RNG is just going to catch up with them, I would think, at some point, no matter how well they play. But this was amazing. That's why, as a question for Clown, and I know he's not even on call. Has anyone ever referred to you as like a positive motivational coach, as a good luck charm? Is this new? Is this a new branch of work you could put yourself into or something as for positive motivation? I'm wondering.
So fun fact, Whiplash was actually based on Clown, but to protect his identity, they changed the industry that it was set in.
All right. I actually really did push some stuff around so I could comment on this one. That came up about 20 minutes before they went live. Phenomenal play. If Swedeah's listening, absolutely everything we've come to expect from your videos. Just mind-blowing, eye-popping stuff. In this case, it just happened to be matched by USAFA. And USAFA, DLL, thank you for joining call. So we'll let DLL and then USAFA, we'd like to give you the closing words. Thank you so much for both of you. Amazing performance, USAFA. And everyone catch us in 5 hours for Amanda versus Simula. So let's let DLL and then USAFA sign us out.
Well, first off, I may be streaming before then. I know you won't be around, Vega, but myself and Max are going to be doing our match sometime this afternoon. We're trying to iron that out as soon as we can.
Wait, sorry, I know I said I wouldn't say anything. Wait, you and Max might go today?
Yeah, that's the plan.
But you said you don't know the time?
Right. We said this afternoon, but I haven't heard back from him yet today, and so we're going to try and figure that out.
Well, just tag me when you know, and if I can, I'll jump on.
Will do. Thanks, man.
And then let's let USAFA take us out. Yeah.
Yeah, and just closing out, thank you again, Vega, for setting this up, man. The tournament's been fantastic. And maybe I can survive just a little bit more. We'll see until next week when I hit Nerd. But again, thank you. This has been fantastic. It's great for the community. It's great bringing us all together. And I look forward to future streams. Thanks, man.
Beautiful. Take care, everybody.